Hey there, thanks so much for signing up for the webinar. You can check your inbox in just a couple minutes for your webinar confirmation link. But before you do that, I wanted to take a quick second to share something with you because there is something that your students desperately need to succeed in school that they might not be getting in the classroom, and you are perfectly equipped to be the one to help them with it. I'm guessing if you're here, you've already tried tons of different materials and techniques for your students with language issues, and you may have found that some of those cases still didn't get better or didn't meet their goals. So the first thing I want you to know before we go any further is that this is not your fault. There are tons of materials out there, and as SLPs, we've never really been given a good system to follow when treating these academic language issues. And many times that keeps us from being successful clinicians and keeps our students from making progress. So if you feel like it just isn't possible to give your students what they need to succeed, I want to put that fear to rest. It is possible if you focus on the right things, and you are exactly the person to do it based on your unique gifts as an SLP. Now, of course, this can get pretty frustrating because many of the experts out there, when asked what an SLP should be doing to treat language disorders, especially if you're in the schools, will just give you a vague recommendation and tell you that you need to start from scratch and therapy needs to be individualized for every student. Or you'll get the cop-out recommendation of use your professional judgment, which, let's be honest, isn't helpful at all. Sometimes you just want someone to tell you what you should do so you can get on with it and just go help your students. I'm here to tell you that there is a science to this, and there is a process you can follow that will make it possible to actually help your students hit their goals. And I'm not going to tell you to use your professional judgment. Instead, I'm going to tell you how to make the biggest impact in the least time. I mean, of course you're using your professional judgment and individualizing in the way that you interact with your students. That's obvious, but you need more than that so that you can make some of those decisions up front so that you have energy left to make the important decisions for your students. Make no mistake, this is not about being half-assed or lazy. It's about being efficient. It's about only doing what works so you can make every second count. Now, I know I said I would reveal the heavy hitter that can help build your students' academic skills in the live webinar that you just signed up for, but I'm actually going to let the cat out of the bag now. It's all about building vocabulary because this can be one of the biggest contributing factors that determines success or failure in school. One of the most powerful ways to study words in a way that is building both spelling and reading skills at the same time is to study the rules of morphology and orthography behind each word and how it impacts the word's meaning. But the problem is that although people are addressing this to some extent in the schools, they're not doing it enough for our students. And that is an issue because this is where our students are really lacking what they need in order to be able to read and spell effectively. But there is a silver lining here because guess who is one of the most qualified people to build word knowledge in a way that our students need it? That's right, you, the SLP, because let's be honest, you're freaking awesome. So if you have those kids who aren't benefiting from phonological awareness training and they're just hitting a wall and you know that they need more, I've got something for you. It's called the Word Study Toolkit. Now, I know that you don't have time to go digging around for a lot of these things yourself, so that's why I've compiled them into one resource for you. So what this includes is 17 key terms for studying morphology and orthography and corresponding cue cards, 36 prefixes, so there's a list and there's flashcards and there are meanings. So I tell you what each of those prefixes means, and then I do the same thing for 36 root and base words. The same thing for suffixes. And there's also 100 multiple meaning words. So for each of these things, you get the word, you get a flashcard, and the flashcard will tell you exactly what that word part means so that you can study this with your students. All of this is worth a total of $145. Now, this is a printable resource that you can just download and print right away and start using those word lists and flashcards in therapy with your students. And what it helps you do is build your students' word knowledge that they need for reading and spelling so that they can start making the progress that they need in order to catch up to their peers and succeed in school. And chances are, no one is giving them exactly what they need, which is why they're struggling in the first place, which is why your role is so important. So if you have those kids who aren't benefiting from phonological awareness training and you know that they just need more than what the general classroom instruction is giving them, I've got something for you that will help build their word knowledge. And I know that you don't have tons of time to go digging around for resources to help you study words, such as lists of prefixes, suffixes, roots, bases, or multiple meaning words. Some of those things that are critical to help our students to understand why words are spelled the way they are. So that's why I've done some of the grunt work for you and put them together in a toolkit just for you. Normally, if you go to my website, the Word Study Toolkit is $47. But for you, since you've just signed up for my live webinar, I'm going to offer it to you for just $27 if you get it in the next 30 minutes. So you'll get those prefix and suffix definitions, the orthographic and morphological concepts you need to know to build your students' word knowledge, and those homonym flashcards. So once again, this is everything that comes with the Word Study Toolkit for SLPs, the 17 key terms for studying morphology and orthography, 36 prefixes, 36 root and base words, 39 suffixes, all with definitions and word examples, and then finally the 100 multiple meaning words, coming to a total value of $145. That's yours for just $27 if you get it in the next 30 minutes. So if you're ready to start making headway with some of those students who are just stuck, click the link below to get the Word Study Toolkit and start building the skills your students need to be successful readers and writers. And also, don't forget to check your inbox for your webinar confirmation link and mark your calendars for that live event. Thanks so much for watching.